Well, a lot of people, they kind of ask about stage fright and how to kind of overcome their fear of public speaking. And really the only possible way to overcome the fear of public speaking, there's really only way to do it. And most people, when they get up on stage, well, not most people, but some people, they're like a deer in the headlights. They get up on stage and they have their speech ready to go, and they're kind of just like, and they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say, even though it's all right there in front of them, and they're sweating. And most people, they kind of just get up and they don't really speak all that well. So maybe they'll get up and maybe they're sweating, and you can see that they're a little uncomfortable and just in their tie and stuff. So they just kind of naturally mess up at times. But there's only one way to overcome the fear of public speaking. And you've probably heard things like, oh, picture your audience naked, or things like that. And that stuff, it doesn't really work all that well. You basically, think about something that you're good at, something you're naturally good at, whether you're singing, playing a guitar, some instrument, poker, chess, something that you're naturally good at, sport, whatever, or something you got good at. Think about before you got good. What were you like before you got good at? You probably sucked at it. If you played guitar, there was a point where you never played guitar before, so you weren't really good at playing it. Or if you're a singer, you weren't as good as you are now, because now you kind of know the vocal control and all that stuff. So there was a point where you weren't good at something, and then you got good at it. That's the same with public speaking. The only way to overcome your fear of speaking is to get good at it. At the very beginning, you're not going to be good. There's no possible way you can start out really, really good. You can always improve, and there are people who maybe they'll get up on stage and you think of them as naturals, because you kind of say, oh, they're just natural at speaking and things like that. Well, they've had plenty of practice. Maybe they didn't have practice on stage, but they had practice off stage because maybe they were really outgoing, something like that. But the only possible way to get good at public speaking and to overcome stage fright is to literally just practice it non-stop. And by practicing, I don't really mean just remembering the words and just kind of going over your words and going over your script to memorize it. I mean, when you get good at something, it's natural to you. It's something that you don't have to think about. It's just something you naturally start to do. That's what happens with practice. When you practice right, and not just memorizing the words, when it's kind of like who you are, that speech is just natural to you, then you naturally get good at public speaking. Public speaking, stage fright in general, really just happens because of a lack of confidence. You kind of get inside your head and you get up on stage, or right before you get up on stage, actually, that's where all of it happens, where you say, oh, I don't know if they're going to laugh at my jokes, I don't know if I'm going to do this right, maybe I'm going to forget this, what happens? And you get inside your head, and by getting inside your head, you screw everything up. So what you have to get to is you have to practice to a point where you no longer think about it. It's just something natural that you do. And that is literally the only way to overcome a fear of public speaking and a fear of stage fright and all that stuff.